Tell you what, it's back, 7 o'clock, Sunday on 9. The block for 2018. It's about the Gatwick. No, not London Secondary Airport. It's the Gatwick itself, and Scotty Cam's back in Perth. G'day, mate.
Oh, g'day, guys. How are you? Thanks for having me. I love coming here.
Oh, it's very great to have you here. Now, even on the West Coast, we know about the Gatwick Hotel and
Do
the
you?
history that it has in Victoria. It's just one of those things that people kind of,
Yeah.
I don't know, you learn about it along the way, and I'm sure you'll tell us more. But
Yeah.
I know too, I've walked into houses and gone, I love this house, walked into my last house and went, I love it, I'm going to buy it. This
Yeah.
is it, right? Because it just speaks to me. But it
Yeah.
also means the walls can talk. So sometimes they could have bad energies. I walk in and go, nope, let's keep moving.
Yeah, that's
How does
right.
the Gatwick feel now, even though it's been renovated?
Yeah, well, look, it does. It's got that really, great feel now because of what we've done to it. When we walked in the first time, it was like keep walking. It smelt like 1,000 cats left there, and it was
Because they did.
They did, and it was basically, in a nice way. It was a bit of a meth house.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just, it was just pretty full on. And as you say, people know the Gatwick. You had to cross the road to walk down Fitzroy Street. You couldn't walk on the same side as the Gatwick. You'd get harassed. And so the people of St Kilda are pretty happy that we've sort of kept the facade of the Gatwick because everyone sort of loves it, but they hate it at the same time. So we've transformed the inside.
I heard you speaking last night at the function that we had, which was great fun, about that love-hate relationship. I lived in St Kilda for 20 years, and most of it right near the Gatwick, so
Yeah.
I certainly know its colourful history.
Yeah.
I can't even think of an equivalent building here in Perth that has that kind of immediate romance and fear.
Yeah.
Is that the, do you feel a huge responsibility when you're working on a building like that that's got so much story attached to it?
We do, absolutely. And
Yeah.
we've done that to a lot of buildings in Melbourne where developers would normally knock them down, and they've got some history. But then we keep the history and we just transform the inside. And people from St Kilda have been coming up to us all the way through saying, this is fantastic, we love it. Good on you, well done, which is pretty unusual for a TV show. That people come and say, we love you being here. But that happened to us this time. Because we do feel a responsibility to the community of St Kilda, and we want to make it better. And we believe that this could be a turning point in St Kilda, even though it's a fantastic place. It did have its problems.
And
certainly Fitzroy Street had its problems.
Well, you were dropping in a few casual death numbers last night. How many people have been murdered there? How many
Nothing like
people?
a few deaths to bring the tourists in.
Sounds like a TV show, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
True crime.
So I just think, we'd love to think that we might be the catalyst of a change for St Kilda.
Okay. Mate, after all of these years of the series of the show, I mean, you want to change things around a little bit and make it interesting, but you want that consistency for the audience because they love what they can expect and people are creatures of habit. But do you find that you can't believe that there are new things you discover about contestants and about the show as the thing goes along each series?
Yeah, I think that, the lucky thing for us is our set changes every season. Yeah. So we've got a new building, we've got a new area, we've got different people. Of course, we've got different contestants. So the difference in the contestants and the set, that's a great combination. And we really do just let them loose in there, and we roll the cameras and anything can happen. And because they're there for 3 months together in one spot, those relationships develop and the arguments develop, and we sort of really do step back and let them go. And we don't really need to manufacture anything. It all just happens organically for us.
Well, we're going state against state, so we've got our WA couple, Courtney and Hans, going in.
Yes.
And they're rookies. Don't know anything about renovation.
Hopeless.
They're a pilot and a flight
They look
attendant.
great, though.
They're beautiful, mate. I've given up competing with the contestants on the looks department. I just say, I'm the fat old bloke, and you two are beautiful.
Oh, you got to replace that ugly Elise from last year, don't you?
Yeah, that's right. Wow, yeah. She look, these guys, Hans and Courtney, they're Renault rookies. They have no idea what they're doing when they turn up there, and they're really out of their depth. There's no doubt about it, and they have a very rocky start to the show. But you really must get behind them, WA, because you never know how things pan out in a show like ours. It's amazing.
It's so great to see that you've still got the enthusiasm for the show. I mean, I've only been on this show for 2 years, but I've seen you every year, and you haven't lost any of that energy.
No, look, it's a great show for me. I love building. I love carpentry. I've been doing it since I was 16, and I've got the rare opportunity to work in telly, which is fantastic as well.
Yep.
But work in telly in building.
Yeah.
And I've done that for 20 years. So I'm fair income. I'm the luckiest bloke ever.
That's a perfect storm for you, mate.
It's great.
I watch and talk to you every now and then, when the show's coming up and the rest of it. You're busier than the Prime Minister. Are you a double diary guy? Do you have a PA? How do you operate?
I'm lucky guy. My wife is my PA and runs the schedule and does everything like that. And she knows that I like to go to the pub at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, so she doesn't book anything in after 4 and things like that. So when you got your missus doing it, she knows. We've been together for 25 years.
Yeah.
She knows me like, the back of her hand, so it's terrific. And by the way, she gives me the backhander every now and then too. But she does.
Good balance.
But it's great to have her on board, and she basically, works full time as well as being a mum and a housewife at the same time. But she really works hard and answers, like 50, 60 emails a day.
Yep.
And I've never opened an email or typed an email.
Good for you.
How good's that?
Yeah.
Where do I get me a wife?
That
Just
is
the one.
amazing.
I only need one.
All right, mate. Well, we got the email on the show. As they say on the press release, Australia's favourite reality show is back 7 o'clock Sunday on 9. Scotty, always good to see you in the West.
Thank you, guys.